A lot of things happened at WrestleMania: injuries, returns, and a new champion was crowned. And in case you didn't know, Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestled his first match in 19 years. Hey guys, welcome to Tablespot Productions. These are the takeaways from night 1 of WrestleMania. The Bloodline opened WrestleMania with the Usos defending their SmackDown tag belts against Nakamura and Rick Boogs. They had a tag match that was okay for TV but not for WrestleMania. And the reason I say this is because the match had to end quickly as Rick injured his leg during the match and they had to call an audible with the Usos pinning Nakamura to retain the tag belts. Understandably, this was the shortest match of the night as it lasted for 6 minutes and 54 seconds. Next, we had McIntyre versus Corbin. And I'm not going to talk about the whole match, just the two main takeaways. First thing being, Drew McIntyre has become the first wrestler to kick out of the end of days, one of the most protected finishers in WWE. And in the end, Drew won the match with the Claymore. The second thing being, Drew cut the ring ropes with a sword just 1 hour into the show. Becky versus Bianca is in the top 3 of my list for match of the night contenders. These two women stole the show and set a very high standard for women's wrestling, and they did that at WrestleMania. And I think this was the only match where both the champion and challenger got special entrances, and the match itself was exactly what Becky said it would be in many interviews leading up to the show. Becky said, "The match between myself and Bianca will be the main event, irrespective of where they put us on the card." And this match lived up to the hype, and in the end, we saw Bianca pin Becky to become the new Raw Women's Champion. Bianca is now 2-0 at WrestleMania, and this is Becky's first singles loss since returning in August of 2021. This was the most anticipated moment from WrestleMania. Who's going to be Seth's opponent? And was the wait worth it? As we saw the return of Cody Rhodes to WWE, and there was no change in his character whatsoever. He used the same entrance music he used in AEW. He used the same nickname, same ring gear. Everything was the same in terms of presentation from what we saw in AEW. I'll be honest, I thought this was going to be a short 10-minute match, and wow, was I wrong. These two put on a classic at WrestleMania, and the story they told in the match was also continued from AEW, with Cody teasing the use of the pedigree, and Seth actually hit Cody with the pedigree, and Cody kicked out. Long-term storytelling. In the end, Cody hit 3 crossroads for the win, and this was the longest match of the night as it went for 21 minutes and 30 seconds. And another fun fact about Cody, Cody had his last match in WWE at WrestleMania 32 in the AT&T Stadium, and his first match back in WWE is also happening at WrestleMania in the same AT&T Stadium. Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestled his first and probably his last match in WWE against Kevin Owens in a no-holds-barred match. Man, was it fun to watch Stone Cold stomp a mud hole and walk it dry. And Austin proved once again why he is the toughest SOB on the planet. He took a bump not in the ring or on the outside of the ring, but on the concrete floor. And he wrestled for almost 14 minutes while drinking beer during the match. And Kevin Owens sold Stone Cold's offense like his life depended on it. And in the end, Stone Cold hit the stunner for the win. And after the match, Austin called Byron Saxton into the ring and he gave him a stunner. And Byron sold it perfectly and celebrated with his brother to close out the show. I posted a poll on the channel asking you guys which was your match of the night, and 75% of you voted for Cody versus Seth. And I agree. Rollins versus Rhodes was the match of the night.